Ontario is also reporting more than 2,000 new COVID-19 cases for the 8th day in a row, with 2,202. And 21 more people have died. Yesterday, Premier Doug Ford announced a province-wide lockdown will begin on Saturday, the day after Christmas. The CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick joins us now from Toronto. Megan, there's been a lot of reaction to yesterday's announcement. What have you heard? What's really jumped out to you?
Well, let's start with the business groups, Jacqueline, because of course they are reacting to this announcement and news that non-essential businesses will have to close across the province starting on Saturday. In places like here in Toronto, they've already been closed for a month, as we know, and the lockdown will go on in Toronto and Peel and the other parts already under lockdown. These business groups saying that this news is just devastating to them, that they'll have to close. Those that haven't already been closed, representative from business groups saying a lot of businesses haven't even recovered from the spring when they were forced to close, and that they were just hanging on by a thread right now, and that the government has cut that thread. Those were the words of Dan Kelly, who's the president of the Canadian Federation of Independent Business. Premier Doug Ford did announce some financial assistance yesterday to small businesses, a new grant program worth $10,000 to $20,000 grants for eligible business owners. And Dan Kelly says that's much appreciated, but it won't go far enough. Here's more of what he told CBC News.
This is an economic calamity of huge proportions. And yes, there are some support programs, good ones, but they're not going to be sufficient to help businesses get this far along with so limited sales.
And of course, businesses, count on this holiday season to help get them through the year. Often, Jacqueline, and the Boxing Day sales as well, the shutdown taking effect on Saturday. You saw that sign in the background behind Dan Kelly saying, "Keep calm and shop local." That is the message from the Ontario Chamber of Commerce as well. They reacted to the news, urging people to shop online with their local stores as much as possible rather than the big box stores. We're also hearing reaction from the city of Ottawa, shifting gears to that reaction, Jacqueline. The mayor of that city not happy that Ottawa is being included in the 28-day shutdown. It's a 14-day shutdown for the northern part of the province, but 28 days for everything essentially south of Sudbury. And Mayor Jim Watson saying that's not fair. Ottawa has done well to bring its numbers back down. It's not seeing the same concerning numbers of people in hospital and in ICU that places like Toronto are. And Jim Watson said he was blindsided by this news. Here's more of what he told CBC.
At this point, they're heading in the right direction. And, I continue to argue that case with my colleagues at Queen's Park. I've had a very positive relationship with Premier Ford, and we get along well. But this is a fundamental disagreement, and I don't believe that we should be penalized because of the challenges in the GTHA.
GTHA being the Greater Toronto Hamilton area. And I should just clarify, that wasn't in an interview with CBC. That was in a news conference with media yesterday in Ottawa. Doug Ford explaining the decision in part to include Ottawa, saying he's concerned that people from Quebec would travel over to Ottawa. But Jim Watson saying there's no evidence that that's been happening, and that's not a good enough rationale to include Ottawa in this 28-day lockdown.
So, Megan, some pushback happening, but then hospital officials in Ontario have been pushing the government to do more. So how have they been reacting to the lockdown news?
Well, they put out a statement very quickly yesterday saying they are surprised and disappointed that it doesn't take effect until Saturday. They had been calling for urgent action. Let's take a look at what else the Ontario Hospital Association said in a statement. They said people across the province need clear public health communication, and the December 26th implementation date sends a confusing message about what they should and shouldn't do at this crucial moment. We're already hearing from hospital and health system leaders who are shocked that the restrictions will not come into effect until after Christmas. Doug Ford was asked why he's waiting 5 days to implement these lockdown measures. He said it's essentially in fairness to the businesses that aren't already closed, giving them adequate time to prepare to close. But these hospital associations, and we've heard from other medical community members, saying every day counts when it comes to COVID-19. They're happy that these measures will be taken, Jacqueline, but they're not happy it's going to take so long to implement them.
Okay, thanks for this, Megan. That's the CBC's Megan Fitzpatrick in Toronto.